Welcome back. We're here at the GSL Code S, and I don't want to say it was an upset, but I was really impressed with Bolt's play there. And oh my God, who's that at the bottom left?
That's
David Kim. And Mr. Che.
Well, he's at the bottom right.
He's at the bottom right. He's at the center bottom, actually.
Yeah, David Kim's here. Michael Morhaim's coming in a little bit as well.
Yep, very
Pretty
exciting.
cool.
Welcome to the studio, guys. So, anyways, on about that match, you know, I sort of agree with you, Artos. I thought Party was going to get out of his group, but Holt looked terrifying. He had one game where he just played completely out there, unorthodox style, and then the next game he played about as standard as you can and still out-finessed his opponent.
Parting, like, way underestimated Holt.
I think so.
To the point of I'm really surprised Parting would ever do that. I mean, all Parting needed to do was sit back, and he would have had that expand up, you know. But the fact that he came out and tried to engage, I mean, I don't even know what to say. It was just, it was poor decision making.
I agree. It was, I didn't entirely agree with his builds. I thought Games 1 build was fine, and he was just caught off guard and caught with his pants down. But Game 2, the decision making is also behind the builds I was just sort of baffled by.
Yeah. Well, we'll see anyways.
You know, Polt is very well prepared, though. We can tell that much.
Yeah.
On to this match. It's going to be Innovation against Sniper. And I don't know. I think Sniper might have this. What do you think?
I got to agree. I like Sniper a lot, man. I've liked him a lot for a long time. He's a great Zerg player. Innovation didn't super impress me in the last round. He did well. Obviously, he's here, but he didn't. I didn't look at him and say, "Whoa, that's the bogus I know from StarCraft 1."
You know, I think it's hard to transition from StarCraft 1 to StarCraft 2. The playstyles are different. There's much more trash talk in StarCraft 2, whether it's you know, on stage with the players at each other, or it's even like landing mules to make your opponent get out. So that can also throw some of these StarCraft 1 guys off. It's much more spirited and much more competitive out here in StarCraft 2. And looks like our first map is going to be Antigua Shipyard. Not the best map in the world for Zerg, but Sniper's proved that he's one of those players where that might not matter at all.
That's true. Now, how will Bogus play it? Probably pretty standard overall. He has a pretty standard TPZ. And I expect him to play normally, really, for this match. But let's see how good he's gotten at it.
All right, guys, let's go into the second best of three with our second Terran. Innovation, formerly known as Bogus, against Sniper here in the GSL Code S. Vegas. In the bottom right, we have our player from StarCraft 1 here to prove himself in StarCraft 2. In the round of 16, he is
STX Soul Innovation.
What color is that jacket? Is that turquoise?
Yes.
All right.
Good work.
I'm a dude. I can only see like 8 colors or something.
You're like a dog or something.
In the upper left, we got our Zerg player. They call him the mini DRG. He is
MVP Sniper.
Casus looks at that jacket, and he's like, well, that's either blue, green, or gray. I'm not really sure. It's like, well,
why is he doing with a gray-blue jacket? I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
All right, he's been 9-1 in his last 10 games.
Pretty sick.
Oh, that says, I think it said buff carriers. I thought it said butt carriers. I was like, I don't think we're going to see that unit in this game.
Some David Kim begging going on. I beg David Kim, take the carrier out in Heart of the Swarm like you were planning originally. I want the Tempest.
I do the Tempest. So we're going to go ahead and have Hatchery first. All very standard stuff.
Mm-hmm. And again, I think it's just everything's going to be pretty standard here. It's going to be a command center first from Innovation. It's not very innovative, but it's good.
It's funny,
I mean, you're going to name yourself that. I don't get it. Like, if you name yourself like Six Pool and you never Six Pool, what do you?
Well, then you're just playing a mind game with your opponent because they're going to be thinking that every time.
So are people going to think, oh, Innovation's probably going to innovate this game?
Well, Six Pool is a build, whereas Innovation's a description. So I don't know if it's quite like that.
So if you call yourself Cheeser and you only play macro builds, safe macro builds, not cheesy macro builds.
I think it's a little bit different, but Cheeser is...
Am I getting closer at least?
Yeah, Cheeser is at least a category of build.
That wasn't a lot of games, so that's not big sample size. I was freaking out.
If you name yourself Cheeser, that's at least a lot of games. I mean, a specific kind of build that you use in the game. That'd be like this if you name yourself, macro play or something.
How about if you name yourself Not Creative or Build Copier?
I don't know Artosis. I don't think they should be naming anybody any IDs anytime soon, man.
Okay. So, everything's still looking completely standard from these guys. And tasteless, I tell you what. Yesterday was hard without you.
I believe it, man. I did so many of those. For those of you guys who don't know, I did StarCraft 1 here first. I was the first StarCraft one caster at Golem TV, and I remember doing those solos, so I feel for you, man. That is tiring.
Yeah.
To not stop talking for 4 hours or more.
It was actually a pretty quick day. It was done before 10.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, there was a lot of
Sick Taste is conked out at 7 at night with warm milk and cookies and went to bed with his teddy, his blankie, and his,
all snuggly as a bugly.
I was.
It was a little bedly wedly.
Actually, I was like sweating like crazy because I was sick, feverish, and dying.
Oh, I know that is.
You're just like all slimy constantly.
Yeah.
But you're also cold.
Yeah, I hate it.
I hate that.
I hate being sick, man.
Oh God. Well, it's funny because when you're a little kid, you'll take you use any excuse in the world to get a day off of school.
Of course.
But then when it's like actually like real work, like when you're a grown up, you're like, oh, this sucks. I'm sick. I can't go into work. I want to make more money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have obligations.
I have to do stuff. I can't get anything done today.
Yeah. Right, so aim is picking up a little bit here now. As far as Sniper goes, just got the one drone on gas, getting his speed.
Yeah.
Very standard what we're seeing from him here. Very normal. As far as Innovation goes, just getting his factory after a couple of racks. This is all very standard as well. Should be some reactor Hellions into not exactly normal play because he has gone the double racks, which means he's getting his stim back quicker. He might be going for some sort of Marine Hellion pressure coming up.
Sure.
Not necessarily innovative, but we'll see how he does it.
We'll see if he lives up to his name. It's like next we're going to have a player named Crayola, and Artosis is going to be like, I don't know, guys. He's always red or blue. Sometimes he's yellow.
Then he chooses a color not in the regular crayon box.
Who was that player's name? Violet.
Yeah.
I was thinking from StarCraft 1 Violet, but...
Yeah. Well, Violet now a good StarCraft 2 guy.
Yeah, of course, man. Violet's really good.
Violet, isn't he the... Why am I not remembering this right? One of the pro gamers just died. One that reminds me of Violet. Did you hear about this? They got leukemia and died?
That is terrible.
StarCraft 1 Pro. I thought it was actually Violet.
What?
I'm pretty
when
sure
did this happen?
Violet. Recently.
Recent? Okay, because I've been sick for the last few days and out of the loop. I haven't been on there.
No, it wasn't that recent.
Really? I didn't hear about this.
No, but...
That's terrible. That's so sad.
It's the saddest thing ever, actually.
That's the saddest thing ever, man.
It truly is. Well, almost even worse than that is kids getting cancer, man. But anyways, we do have some Hellion harassment coming up, and these Hellions are going to die, and the Zerg is certainly not sad about that.
Sniper completely cleaning up those Hellions. And wow, I got to say, not the best Hellion controller. This one, I didn't put its contacts in today. It just drove right by those Zerglians.
Yeah. So good defense so far here from Sniper. He is going up for the Spire, which is kind of cool to see. And in fact, we do have, let's see here, third command center almost done for Innovation. He's playing pretty normal here. I like how he's getting his double eBays and he's going up to tanks reasonably fast. That's going to help him out just in case there's going to be any crazy like Baneling, Zergling timing into him.
And there are a lot of three-base timings on this map where we see a ton of banelings made, and they just hammer away at the Terran. Some baneling speed and armor and melee attack are coming here, so he may just go for a heavy layer attack, which is totally doable.
Yep.
All right, the Lings coming out now and driving, the Marines coming out now and driving these Lings away. Nice!
And yeah, Sniper's doing some really great defense so far.
Yeah.
And he's actually making a lot of Lings at the moment.
I like the creep here, too. That's just one of these small things that's going to give him a lead. Now, we got 2 medevacs coming out here. These medevacs have to do damage, and he cannot afford to lose them. If you lose these medevacs and the Marines in them, and it does not inflict a severe amount of damage, Innovation, is not going to do the damage it needs to do. And he's going to be really crippled.
Yeah. Well, he is going with these 2 medevacs. The news are going to pop out pretty soon, so there is a possibility that he's going to lose these. He's got to be so careful. Here come the Marines.
All right, some drones being gunned down, 2 to be precise.
Spine coming up, trying to be tricky there on the side. Not going to work out.
And the Mutas are targeting down the medevacs. No, they're not. Now they are.
Yeah, here you go. And this is bad news for Innovation. Sniper with just the right tech choice here. Just the right timing on these Mutas. And nothing going to end well for him.
And this is tragic, really, because now Innovation is fed in to the Zerg's army. That was like, he might as well have put those, gift wrap those medevacs, because now he didn't do enough damage.
Yeah.
I think when he killed like 2 drones, I mean, losing the Zerglings, that's fine. You're going to lose them anyways. The goal is not to keep all your Lings alive.
That's true.
Now Mutas are out. Third base is being taken. It's not clear if there's a real turret, solid turret defense set up here.
No, there's a couple turrets. The main base is doing kind of okay. Notice that you will get some add-ons there, but no significant damage being done. But definitely Sniper has taken a little lead by smashing those drops, as you mentioned previously.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, he's making a lot of Lings right now. He might be going for a bust, but with 2 siege tanks and a bunker out, not 100% sure I like the idea.
As long as he keeps the siege tanks safe, doesn't lose them, should be in good shape.
Really good creep spread by Sniper going on right now.
He's going to have the high ground easily with creep tumor spreading all the way across that. And we got a lot of banelings being made, Artosis. Those don't look like they're for defense.
Yeah, I know. It looks like he does want to do this little timing attack. And we'll see how many siege tanks he actually has out and the positioning of them. It looks like he's going to have 3. Will the third one be sieged before this actually hits? Because that makes a big difference.
All right, Muta's moving out now.
Mutas want to draw as many units up in the main as
forces
possible.
a stim there. Creep lane getting a little bit bigger here. We're at 158 supply. Kind of interesting to see Terran actually moving out at this point in time.
And actually, Innovation's made a really great supply depot wall where it's not completely full, but it will channel the Zerglings into tighter patches so that he actually has more time and more likelihood of killing them off with tanks. But it looks like Sniper may be just going for a max out here and his 2-2 finishing before he hits with this. Either that or he's waiting for Innovation to walk out.
He saw that medevac leave. Nope. He's not going to attack into that. I don't think he should attack into that.
No,
the siege tanks would. All right, more banelings coming out here.
He's definitely going, man. He's not waiting. He is going to go and hit this as hard as he possibly can. He has 107 Lings. He's about to have 40 Banes.
Here we almost go.
He's basically going to have 150 Lings and 40 Banelings. This is actually so scary.
All right, it's on. Innovation spilling down now. The banelings destroying everything. The siege tank's trying to snipe, but it doesn't seem like it's enough. 1 tank remains. No tanks remain.
And that is a lot of banelings.
And the drop of the main ineffective. All right, now there's more Lings here. Okay, I was going to say he should go to the third.
Yeah, he still has a lot of Lings coming down right now, and in fact, he's still hitting while it's 2-2 against just 1-1. But with the bunkers and siege tanks popping out, Innovation may be able to stem this tide.
He's got to repair that bunker.
Yeah,
looks like he will.
So important.
I don't actually think he.
No,
okay, he gets it.
But with the amount of Marines he has popping out right now, he will actually.
He's going to hold. I don't know why the Mutas are not being babysat right now.
Well, there are a lot more links coming down, but
right.
you know, he has Specs. His main base he's not actually using. There we go. They're finally going to some of them come up. But
yeah, if he can just reach that ramp there, the links can actually the surface area they need.
Has Sniper actually done enough damage?
Well, 123 to 127, considering
He's got him down to 28 SCVs. I would tend to say that's enough.
Say that's a resounding yes.
Yes, I do believe so, Tasteless. And in fact, getting that command center, that's also a big deal, so he can't even replace as easily. But yeah, he's going to back up for now. He's getting his pathogen glands. His creep is all the way at Innovation's doorstep.
Somehow this queen survives.
That +2 armor SCV is bringing it to town, Tasteless.
All right, now we're going to have a Hive Tech coming up here. And, I feel like if as long as Sniper has the next few attacks executed, the third base is once again erased. As you can see, Innovation, I mean, I don't blame Innovation for doing this, but I don't know if this is going to work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Trying to hold this position out here, I mean, that's not anywhere near as secure as when it had bunkers and depots there.
No, I know.
And more tanks and Marines and medevacs.
And his supply is not looking all that hot. I mean, right now, Sniper actually has that very elusive fourth base on this map. This is looking absolutely terrible for Innovation. I don't see how he can actually push out and win this.
I just don't see him winning this period. I mean, look at this. 100 to 170. Oh, whoop. Nice save there. Yoinks him up. And, well, we have Infestors out now. He may throw down a bunch of Infested Terrans during this attack. Or he could bungle. I mean, they're pretty spread out. Good again with Baneling Ling. I think everything dies, I guess, before the Infested Terrans really hatch.
Well, I'm looking at what Innovation has and how he can possibly do this, right? I mean, his upgrades are kind of on par. You know, both of them are at 2-2. He's getting +3, whereas 3-3 is going up for Sniper. But the Greater Spire's on the way. Even if Innovation goes towards the max, he's only going to have Marine Tank medevac.
All right, here we go now. Now the siege tanks siege up, but only after being surrounded. More lings are spilling down now, and oh man, I just don't know. Once again, the third's going to be here. Now the Infestors are thrown up here to hold this position, or I guess to get these medevacs too. Thought he was going to try to go up to the third. Instead, he's going to go over here to the second, and even into the main. And this is a smart idea, because if he just gets up that ramp, he does. There should be no way to recover. But the fifth is under attack, but this is such a non-issue, really, at this point in time.
Yeah, even if he kills that off, does it really matter? He does. Well, he's dropping the base as well, actually. He's dropping the fourth base of Sniper and doing a decent amount of damage so far.
Kind of interesting to see him go for the main there. I thought he was going to throw those Infested Terrans up there and just try to take out the third, you know?
Yeah. Well, Innovation's trying to fight back as best he can here. The thing is, we're going to have Brood Lords in a moment.
Yeah, that's true.
You Marines still
He's even showing the Corruptors to the army. I don't think at this point Sniper thinks he has any chance of losing this. He's actually going to use the drones to kill off the Marines, which is not the most effective thing, but I don't think, again, it really matters.
I mean, Innovation just finally did a lot of damage, but I feel like it was too little too late. There are so many creep troopers to take out. Really, he wants to use the mules, but he can't. You can't play with creep this close to you.
Sure.
It's just gross.
It's just gross indeed.
Well, all these Infestors incoming, 10 Brood Lords on the way. Looks like Innovation is going to be going down here in this first game.
He's going to bungle all of these medevacs over here, and that means they're not going to be able to get away. And, look, he spent the whole game building up these medevacs. We may see him tap out and do a GG momentarily here. The third is going to be exposed. How many medevacs does he have now? Let me check on your PC. He's got one medevac.
Yeah, GG.
I think he had, all right, GG, KO.
Yeah, he needed to GG there. It's unfortunate, but he has lost that game. That's the good map, especially for a standard Terran player. So I feel like this is becoming more and more
What's more of a Terran map that you pick for the next game on game number 2 after a fresh defeat like that?
I mean,
game
what
number
do you
1?
choose here?
I don't know. Could you do a Daybreak maybe?
I guess.
I mean, what else would you? Entombed maybe? I guess Entombed?
I guess
2 rack for Entombed?
Go for 2 racks on Entombed. You got it, Tasteless.
But, it's hard to say because from that series, I really feel like, you look at it and you could just say Sniper looked better.
Yeah.
In every way. It started with the two medevacs, going for that drop over there. And then, after that failed, he sets up, goes in there, breaks down the entrance, and it's basically over, man.
Yeah.
Pretty brutal.
The map is Entombed.
All right.
And, in fact, we should call it Entombed Rax Valley.
Ah, you're funny.
Thanks.
I didn't know where you're going with that. I think it would be in Turand or something. I'm like, nah, it's not good. But
no.
That one's got legs.
Thanks.
All right, no problem.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to momentarily go into that game. I really don't know what Sniper needs to do. We saw with Pult when he was playing Terran, he at least went in there and, against Parting and said, all right, game number 1, I don't know if I can beat this guy. I'm going to do this crazy build, and he's not going to know what's coming, and if I execute it right and he plays in any way that's not prepared for this, he loses. In the second best of 3, the game number 1 that we just saw, that seemed like a very middle-of-the-road build.
Yeah, it was. It was. And he just kept making Banes, kept making Lings there, and just kind of waited till he thought he had the right combination, the right amount. And the thing is, Innovation started his tanks early enough. He had kind of a cool wall going on, but he just didn't have enough of anything.
And look who it is.
Michael
It's Mike
Moraine.
Moraine and our Korean players' backs, our Korean casters' backs. I thought it was ours for a second. I was like, am I really bobbing like that?
No, you don't bob quite like that.
I don't do it like this, like as I'm on.
He is here today to give out some HOTS, Heart of the Swarm, pre-release packages. That's why, I guess, part of the reason why, including the great games, why we have a ton of people here today.
Yep,
I
makes
think
sense.
he's giving out like 5, which is pretty sick, man.
So you're going to have to hold my headset when I run up there and try to get it. So we're excited to have the Blizzard guys here in the studio.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, you guys are always welcome in our studio. It's free entry. You don't get a ticket or anything like that to get a seat. You just show up. Or earlier, probably the better seating, I guess. And if you do come down to our studio, we have headsets that you can wear so you can hear Artosis and myself if you don't speak Korean or if you just want to hear the English stream. And on top of that, what else was I going to add here?
Sometimes we have free pizza.
Oh, that's right. We have a
we
monitor.
have free Hot 6.
Yeah, we do. We have a monitor. That was what I was going to remember to add there. So you can actually see what we're seeing here, our preview screen, what you're seeing at home. So you can basically come here and watch GSL, and it'll be just like at your home, except more awesome because you can.
You have to wear pants here, but
you have to. Yes, you have to wear pants.
That's
here
the only
too.
real difference.
We do have that. That is one of the studio rules. All right, we're going to go into the second game here. I'm not feeling this for Innovation.
No, I'm not either.
I'm also not feeling it for him just against Sniper. I'm not feeling it for him in this group, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so, man. Like, he's good. He looks pretty good, but even in the last group, I watched him and I wasn't all that super impressed with him.
He got by. Okay, great.
Yeah.
You got out, but I mean, I'm looking at this. I'm like, how far do you really think you're going to go?
Yeah. I mean, Innovation win this season? No. Not going to happen, right? Like,
I don't think so. But who knows? You and I are both fine. Being wrong. As you can see, it's back here. Artos is not fine with that. We're going to go into game number 2. Innovation against Sniper here at the GSL.
Let's do this. Vegas.
In the upper left, we've got our Terran player. We're saying he's the underdog, but who knows? He might still get out of this group. He's going to have to just turn it around. He is
STX Soul Innovation.
Oh, welcome to the studio. Excellent. I was wrong. Okay, so we're not the only
I'm from
people.
Australia.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Not in this studio.
No, wait.
Barcraft going on.
Must be, man.
Looks a lot like the suit. Looks like those people over there.
It does. I can see them from my seat. I saw them a minute ago. There's somebody taller than sitting in front of them. Uh-oh. That's a very early pooler.
That is a very fast
and a very early extractor.
Whoa, is he not? Okay, yeah, he's going to cancel the extractors. I was getting a little bit stressed out. I was like, you don't get it.
He like lets him finish, and then he actually goes, puts 3 on both
mining with like 2 drones.
And then he gets to 100 and takes both the drones off and upgrades speed.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
All right, so innovation. Uh-oh. It looks like he's going for a command center first.
Oh, I think this might be a very short game, guys.
It definitely could be.
You know, it doesn't mean it's 100% over, but, you know, unless he micros the lings.
Well, lucky for him, he's making this so that he can wall in fully. So there's a possibility, if his SCVs play nice, that he might be able to stop these lings from getting in.
Sure.
But the more your SCVs jump to the outside, the more times they're going to die.
And you don't really have much control over that. Now, let's see. Is the SCV going down? It is going down.
But luckily, it's not like StarCraft 1 Terran, where the SCVs will always be on the side you don't want them on.
You know what's funny is that he went the unusual, but they both did. Oh, now he should have seen that. I can't imagine he didn't.
Well, now he knows he's in trouble, man. He's adding a second racks immediately.
And the lings are going to come up here.
Yeah, now he's probably going to target the barracks. That's my guess. He could target the depot, but it can be repaired. And, well, he's hitting that SCV. Where will that SCV go?
He needs to have these other lings over here targeting the barracks, so too.
Yeah. Round and round the SCV goes. Where it comes out, nobody knows.
Nobody knows, man. Well, it's going to finish, so he'll get a Marine out and eventually hold this.
Yeah. But there is a lot of lost mining time going on. You know, lucky for innovation, no SCVs stayed outside long enough to lose any. So that's actually a pretty big deal. You know, if you end up losing 2-3 SCVs, then this goes a lot better for Zerg. Yeah, he's losing some mining time and all that jazz.
Yep.
And from here, thing is, innovation, it's basically going to be impossible to scout it. You know? Unless you decide to make a lot of Marines and go for like a heavy pressure, which can be risky, you're not going to know. Is he going for like a second phase cheese? Is he double expanding behind this? You just can't really tell. So now we get to see, he is going to throw down his gas. So it looks like he wants to go into those Hellions so he can gain some map control, gain some awareness.
Well, the map is a big, dark, scary place right now.
It is. And the tile set as well, kind of scary.
It is. It's a little gloomy out here. The weather, you know, I don't think it's going to make for good real estate here. I'm not getting a house here after all.
Probably not.
All right, so there's enough Marines. He can kind of start to shove and go to the lower ground on the map.
Yeah, but not too far.
No, not too far.
So it looks like everything's kind of stabilizing, getting a little bit normal here. You know, Sniper is getting gas. I think it's just for speed because he already has a good amount of lings out. It would be smart to get speed. But we will see. And this is exactly what you're talking about, Aces. Just pushing with the Marines a little bit, trying to gain some information.
Yep, this is making the Zerg make some more lings. We saw Forward just make it a minute ago, or a second ago.
Yeah, he's got to make a decent amount. But this is a nice, I like this by innovation. It's a good thing he threw down that second racks as soon as he saw.
It's a good thing he didn't put the command center on low ground either.
Yeah, that actually
would have been like the end.
That happened to Marine King yesterday against Yun, and just killed him with drones and lings.
Well, you don't want to be too greedy.
Oh my God! Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Well, yeah, that's innovation. Suddenly looking completely genius with this little move out. They will all die now, but he'll kill off a few lings.
Yep. He just has to get the lings around, and nice. Nice little fakey there. Oh, almost getting that drone. Beautiful. And now the drone can go back in. 5 HP. That could have been a very heavy delay had he actually shot that down.
He knows everything, though. It would be too elaborate that Sniper was sending out the drone to fool the Marines while they got killed.
Of course.
Too elaborate, tasteless.